Hello and welcome to another video by Vegan FTA, and today we're going to be reacting to Gem Lettuce's outreach. Gem Lettuce is an awesome animal rights activist, and in this video, preachy vegan gets called out for being sensitive. We'll see how she does.
What we're going to eat if you don't kill them.
Have you not heard of vegans?
Yes, thank you. I have heard of vegans. But
Well, there you go then, plants.
What I'll say again, what we're going to eat if you don't kill them.
It just shows how you can kind of know the name vegan but not know really anything about it at the same time, because if you know stuff about veganism, then you know that there's an abundance of plant-based foods available. We don't consciously think typically about whether or not our food is like made from an animal, their bodies or their secretions, versus a plant-based product.
Plant.
Yes, plant-based foods.
Right. So you think, because you're so intelligent, what's the world population?
8 billion, 8.5
Well,
maybe.
that's a good old guess, yeah. So that's 8.5 billion who survive. Majority, because you are a vegan, aren't you? Yeah. So, I'm not being derogatory.
I know.
But logic says you couldn't make this argument unless you was a vegan, could you?
No.
There you go. So if we said, how many vegans out of 8.5 billion? Would you say roughly? I know.
2%?
2%.
Yeah,
Okay. So 2%. So the other 98%, which should be me. Now, I'm not being nasty or anything.
No.
I'm quite happy to hear what you say.
Yeah.
It'll be having to suddenly change to plants. Now, after, if we called it 1,000 years of meat, and no, I perfectly accept. I like dogs. I've got a cat, and I looked at that cat, and I'd kill for that cat.
But you wouldn't kill the cat.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't eat the cat either.
But why would you eat other animals and not the cat?
Well, I kind of accept your premise that it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's giving that. Yeah, I mean, if we are honest, you know, we are accepting that it's pretty nasty to exploit, commodify and kill animals. It's a nasty thing to do to them. And we wouldn't do it to our cats. We wouldn't do it to our dogs. We wouldn't do it to our loved ones, whoever we have at home. But we would pay for it to happen to somebody else. Really bizarre.
I perfectly accept that.
Yeah, most people agree with that.
Yeah, and I perfectly accept the premise that some of the slaughterhouses are nastier than others, and some of them try and. I know you won't agree, but they say humanely.
Yeah.
And I perfectly accept it.
But do you agree though? That's the question.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you something. Funnily enough, as I talk to you, and I'd heard it once before, and it hadn't really sunk in, but I only heard it the other day about having a dairy cow. Now, I accept that you know a hell of a lot more about this than me, but I'm sure the woman said when you have a dairy cow.
It's interesting, he was a bit defensive, like, oh, seeing as you're so intelligent. But now he's actually saying, oh, you would know quite a bit more about this than me. So there's a bit of a switch up. Maybe it's because he's been like allowed some time to speak and cool down a little.
Who has another dairy cow.
What, a baby?
A baby dairy cow gets killed after 2 days.
The males do.
Sorry, the male.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I don't like the sound of that. They never tell you that, do they?
No, they don't.
The bump.
No, they don't.
So
they want
There's a lot that they don't tell you, unfortunately.
your money. It's business.
So I wasn't happy about that. So I thought, wait a minute, I'd like to have heard more about that over the years.
Yeah, but now you know. Now you can do something about it.
But just killing the way that, you know, we look after it. Well, wait a minute, you didn't tell us that how many of these. They didn't say any numbers, but it must be a hell of a lot of numbers.
Yeah. See, you sound a little bit like a vegan. See, I say these things. You know, you wouldn't kill your cat,
see,
but
what
you
I
kill.
am, because you're a nice girl, and what I am, I like an argument and I like all the rest of it, but I also like people who know what they're talking about. Now, certain subjects, and this particular subject, I don't know much. So I like people who do know. That's the little bit I do know, what I just told you.
Yeah.
So you could go on to a certain extent, I do kind of agree with you. It's, it's terribly hypocritical. Perfectly accept all of that. And I like your stance, and I like your if you keep to it, if you keep to your principles for a lot longer than this now, because you're only a young kid, and genuinely, then one time I might see you again in years to come, and you're still doing what you're doing, and I'll say, I like that girl. Keep your principle. But you know, and I know, a hell of a lot of young people spout this gear, and then it's another fashion.
I mean, some people, they're not vegan for the right reasons, or they say they're vegan, but veganism is a principle, right?
Well,
and you don't suddenly wake up overnight
exactly.
become...
Well, see, that's how I picked you out, because I know that you're right there, correct.
Yeah.
It's a principle that you should live by properly, not just something you say for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's the new fashion.
Yeah.
And you know and I know, and I bet you've got lots of mates, if you be honest with me, that have knocked it down as they've gone along. Oh, I was a vegan for 5 minutes.
And any friends of mine are people who are friends of the animals.
Like I say, if anybody heard that poor little cat that I've nearly killed myself for, because I've had to bring him back from nearly being dead and all types of things, So I love animals. All my life I've loved animals. And you're quite right, it is hypocrisy. But
you can change and stop being...
at the same time, you won't ever catch me in McDonald's and all these shitholes. I don't do any. You won't see me queuing up there. I cook my own food in the house, and admittedly, it's...
Unfortunately, those animals end up in the same slaughterhouse. We think of McDonald's as this place where animals are really mistreated, horrible things happen to them, but it's the same in the cases where you go to a local supermarket and you buy their body in a shop. You go to a small farmer's market, you buy their body in a shop, they've ended up in the slaughterhouse. They've been in farms where their needs have not been met. It's nasty business for the animals no matter what. So thinking, oh, well, I don't go to big chains, it hasn't helped to the animal. The animal has still been killed.
Cheese steak, and you've caught me in a bad way because I've been eating rump steak.
But you can change any time.
I know.
If you acknowledge that there's a contradiction in your morals and your actions.
Listen.
And it's never too late.
It doesn't need you to tell me, and I'm not being derogatory, and it doesn't need you to tell a lot of intelligent people that they're wrong, and they know they are.
I mean, I'm just here to get people's minds thinking.
Yeah, and 100%. And it's lovely to have a conversation with you, and like I say, everybody kind of, I know, if you put them into the corner and say, listen, you know you're wrong.
Yeah.
And they are.
So what's holding you back then? What would you say? Because there must be something, right?
Well, I mean, after all these years, I mean, if you'd have caught me 40 years ago, you'd have been all right. But now you'd have to, like I say, to start eating plants. I eat vegetables.
Plant-based?
I love vegetables.
Plant-based.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. I see them selling it in the shop.
It's weird that people get to a certain age, a lot of people, and they start thinking that nothing they do makes a difference or doesn't have any impact. But no matter what age you are, if you are on this planet and you are engaging in things, you have an impact, whether that be good or bad. I think it's a case of habit shifting. If you've been part of a habit for like 50 years, it seems impossible to leave it, but that isn't the case. Habit shifting is something that we routinely do without even realizing.
But you're never too old to stop sending somebody to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I'm wasting your time now because you could be knocking off somebody else. So
You're not wasting my time.
You're a lovely kid. And not only are you that nice, you got the right ideas about you, that you listen to somebody. That's the difference.
The animals, they need people like yourself who are compassionate and who care about them to change. Because if people like yourself don't change, then what hope have they got?
I think a lot more people care than put it into practice. Yeah. They need a kick up the arse by the likes of you.
What do you need?
So,
yeah, as soon as it's turned around on the person. What do you need? That's a very good question, Jem.
You go, I'm
no. You are never ever too old.
Listen, you will catch loads because you're a good communicator.
Imagine, right? Imagine if somebody wanted to kill you, and you said, "No, please don't kill me," and they said, "Yeah, but I'm so old and I've been doing it for all of these years."
That's the threat.
What would you say to them?
I know you, but I agree with you.
You're never too old. People have gone vegan in their 60s, 70s, even 80s.
Yeah.
You know? And they always say, I wish I'd have done it sooner. Always.
Yeah. Just got to see a couple of our posts. All the men.
What do you think of this? Do you know what we're showing? We're showing what happens in the meat, egg, dairy and fish industries. Industries that abuse animals to show people the reality of what happens.
Are you a vegetarian?
Vegan. Do you know what a vegan is?
Yes, I am.
Yes. What about you? Are you vegan? Vegetarian?
Unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately. Why'd you say unfortunately?
I can't live this. I can't live without meat.
Can you not?
I can't.
Do you really believe?
It's interesting what we say that we can and can't live without, but usually what people seem to mean is they couldn't envisage themselves living a life without it. But of course you can live a life without the flesh of other animals. As for a biological requirement of the human body, there isn't strong evidence that we need the flesh of animals, so that's not a problem either.
That. Say, for example, if you woke up tomorrow and there was no meat in the supermarket, do you think that you would die?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
What do you
I'm
think?
not a fat man. I'm not a strong man. This is my culture. This is my what I love. I love meat.
But do you think the animal loves their life more than you love eating them?
Yeah, so he's talking about he can envisage himself without the flesh of animals, but as she's saying, do they value their lives more than you value eating them?
If somebody loved to eat you and to kill you, would that be a good justification to do it? Because they're getting pleasure from.
See, we laugh about the concept of like, you know, he shrugged when she was like, well, I posed that question. It's just like, we haven't had to consider the animals ever. So then when it's kind of like posed to us exactly what would happen, you know, to them, you know, hypothetically, we laugh. We're like, why would you be posing it to me? Like, I'm someone to consider. They're not someone to consider. What's the morally significant difference between them and us that would mean they're not worthy of consideration?
From it?
Don't think like that. Don't think like that.
No.
Why? Because look, this is what happens to the animal.
Yeah, nobody really thinks like that. Nobody has to think like that. Nobody is socialized to think like that. So it takes people to kind of think like that upon themselves, be influenced by others who are doing the same thing, like vegans who already exist. But it's a tough one because, yeah, generally, you don't have to consider them ever or think like that.
You are so sensitive.
Who is?
You are so sensitive.
I'm sensitive.
Yes, sensitive. You can eat and enjoy it.
I enjoy loads of foods. So people.
What's sensitive about? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I'm kind of confused.
People who are speaking out against like cancer patients or against like domestic abuse, are they sensitive because they're speaking up for a cause? This all happens in the UK.
No, exactly. A very good question, Jem.
Hey, we're just showing
No
footage.
way.
Yeah, we're showing footage of farms and slaughterhouses.
Oh, sad, Annie.
Sad.
I thought it's some kind of movie or something.
Yeah, it's a documentary called Dominion.
But it's a documentary, of course, original, Annie.
Yeah, it's
On
called
the
Dominion.
real- oh my God.
Yeah, this is all standard practice.
It's a killing, Annie. That's a killing.
Yeah. Why? Because people want to eat them.
No, but this is not the way to kill, Annie.
Do you think there is a good way to kill and eat animals?
No, I mean, this is not the way.
What
it's
is the
like
way?
banging on the.
What is the way? No, that's
They should find some proper way if they want to eat anything.
Yeah, a proper way would be leaving them alone. You know, there's no proper way to kill an individual.
Not this way.
Well, what way would be okay to kill you?
I don't know. To be honest, never kill any animal.
How about not at all?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Why not that then? Do you know what a vegan is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we eat vegan.
Do you?
Yeah, we eat.
But do you
Well,
know?
we eat only sometime meat.
I see. Do.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
sometime. Yeah.
So being vegan is like being against animal abuse. It's like having a philosophy that animals aren't here for us to kill or use however we want them.
But I've never ate pig. Never mind. I don't know how it tastes like.
You're not eating a pig?
I never ate one.
No.
We don't eat it. We don't.
Do you not? Do you eat other
She tried
animals?
chicken only.
You eat the chickens?
only.
chicken.
She tried.
We got chickens and then eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
We eat the
We
eggs.
have at home. Yeah.
You have chickens at home?
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We don't even think about to kill them. Like,
We don't
No.
want
this
to
is
kill
cruel,
them.
you know. This
We
is
don't
No.
want to kill them.
Do you love them? That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
kind of scary when they like beat you.
Are they?
Yeah.
But you know the chickens that you eat, they get killed.
Yeah. we
same
know.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, like there are factories and companies.
I
They
feel
have
sorry
proper
for the
way.
pigs.
But this is the banging, like the banging on the floor. This is cruel, you know.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the
But if
pigs.
they have some kind of
Banging them on the floor, like bolt gunning them in the head, gassing them, all the things that we do, they're just horrible. Slitting their throat. It's a horrible thing to do to an individual. It will never look comfortable, never feel comfortable.
better system, just numb them first or this way, then it's a
Right.
different story.
How about, say if I said to you, would you rather be killed in like the most horrific way, horrible way, be killed in like the
Nice
least,
way.
the least
Yeah,
traumatic
yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah.
or
Or
not
not
at all?
Of course
Yeah.
not at all. It's
You know,
better.
Of course.
we don't have to
course.
kill them at all. You know.
No, we
Yeah, we don't
yeah.
have to kill cows either.
Yeah,
We use
that's
the
right.
milk in the cow then.
So then you should all be vegan.
No, I'm
Yeah.
with you, yeah. I'm
Yeah?
with you, yeah.
Yeah.
Success
No,
with
be
your...
with the animals. For the
sorry?
animals, be with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
you
Yes.
know?
Also good.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, what
I
you are asking, you are
like
saying
horses.
is right.
We have a link here that it's got some resources on to help
Okay.
people go vegan. It's got
Alright.
this movie
Yeah,
that you can watch.
I feel sorry for the pig now.
yeah. I'll definitely watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Success, yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Nice
Yeah,
steak
food,
or-
but we can have food without killing animals, right?
So like a vegan,
Yeah, like plant-based foods.
it's no good.
Why not? Why not?
There's no proper taste to it.
No.
There's no proper taste to seasonings, to herbs and spices. There's no proper taste to it. There's no proper taste to plants. You should watch the rest of the video over on Gem Lettuce's channel, where she has a very interesting conversation with a guy who is trying to act kind of all cool, maybe. It will be linked down below in the description. But Gem is a very powerful outreacher, really good. You should definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think of this outreach down below. And don't forget to go vegan for the animals, because they are who it means everything to.